Hey yo, this is Gary Brown. Of course, like always, I'm gonna have Strictly Business. I haven't put a video up in a very long time. This is the second month for this month of December. So I was living in Horsham. I wasn't in Philly for a while, working at this outdoor school. But now I'm back and playing a game. I built a zombie deck. A friend of mine had a zombie deck, so I figured I'd build one. I got the idea to use Tragodia from him, because I saw him playing Chergodi and I seen what some of the things he was doing with it. He was never really able to catch me with Chergodia plays, because I would normally synchro something, because I would attack him with the Flame Veil Dog and then get the Magician, then attack him the rest, and then he dropped the Chergodia, so then I would synchro. And he would never really have an 8-star monster to discard to take my monsters, because he didn't run any 8-star monsters. But I will say Chergodia is really good in the deck, and I've seen some of the Chergodia plays he's done on other people. So we'll start with the monsters. 2 Pyramid Turtle. I guess pretty standard in zombies. 2 Mizuki. 2 Goblin Zombie. 2 Tragodia. 2 Mystic Tomato. 2 Krebins. 1 Gale the Whirlwind. 1 Sangin. 1 Plague Spreader Zombie. 1 Zombie Master. 1 Spirit Reaper. 1 Gores. 1 Dark Arm Dragon. Now, you probably ask, Gary, why do you use Krebin instead of Deep Sea Diva like everybody else? There's a distinct reason for that. You cannot use Emergency Teleport with Deep Sea Diva. The fact that with Deep Sea Diva, for me to get the Divas on the foot, I have to normal summon Diva. And I don't necessarily want to always have to use my normal summon. The fact is, even though Emergency Teleport is 1 per deck, Emergency Teleport is still a really good card. Really made for easy synchroing. Play Emergency Teleport, synchro with the Krebins. The fact that you can do that is great. Now, I'm not always going to get there, and the teleport might be dead, but, of course, in zombies, nothing's really dead, and I'll kind of explain that along the way. So, let's start with the spells. 3 Burial from different dimension. 2 Allure of Darkness. 2 Foolish Burial. Emergency Teleport. Mythical Space Typhoon. Heavy Stern. Mind Control. Brain Control. Book of Life. Pretty standard for zombies. A lot of zombie players are only playing 2 burials though. I think that's crazy. It's a really powerful card in some zombies. 2 Bottomless Trap Hole. If any of you follow any of my videos, you know I really like Bottomless Trap Hole. 2 Dimensional Prison. This is the very first format I've ever used Dimensional Prison. I used to use Soccer Wrestle Armor. I think everybody has. But Dimensional Prison has always been one of them cards that has been kind of like a choice for people. I've never really liked Dimensional Prison, or never felt the need to use it. But with so many zombies, there's so many recruiters and stuff being played, Dimensional Prison is a very valuable option. In any other deck, the Dimensional Prisons probably would have been Book of Moon. But I've decided that Deep Prison is better because I want to be able to better fight against the Mirror Match. Mirror Force, Torrential Tribute, Calling a Haunted, also a card in a lot of other decks I will not use. Trap Dust Shoot and Treasure Trap Hole. Trap Dust Shoot and Treasure Trap Hole are both cards that I normally just don't like. Trap Dust Shoot because later in the game is dead. Treasure Trap Hole for the same reason. Treasure Trap Hole says destroy 2 monsters on the field, but you can't activate that trap card if you have trap cards in the grave. But it's never really dead, and I'll show you why in a second. Now let's go with the synchros. My favorite synchro: 2 Stardust Dragons, Colossus Fighter, and the Bryonics. 2 Bryonics. 2 Bryonics, 2 Colossus Fighter, 2 Stardust is what I just told you. The Bryonics is what makes my cards not dead. So things like Trap Dust Shoot and Treasure Trap Hole, when they would be dead before, they're no longer dead because of this guy. I discard and put a card back, and I try to OTK you. It's basically how it works. So now I get to play Trap Dust Shoot, which is a pretty good card with a good effect. And Treasure Trap Hole, which is also a really good card with a good effect. But they have nasty drawbacks, but I get to play them because of Bionic. 2 Doom Kaiser Dragon. Doom Kaiser Dragon is a really good card. If you're playing against a zombie deck, I'm going to tell you, if you can, don't put Plague Spreader in the graveyard, or at least don't leave it in the graveyard. The thing about Doom Kaiser Dragon is, when he special summon, he can special summon zombie from your opponent's graveyard. So it's really bad to see this guy if you're playing a mirror match. Because they can get your zombie master, they can get your Doom Kaiser if your Doom Kaiser's in the grave. It can just get really nasty. Revive King Hades. There's only one of this guy, but this guy is really good. He's like Dark Ruler Hades, and you guys were playing back in the day. When he beats up a monster by battle, he negates his effect. So that includes Necro Gardeners. You know the things that had to be in the graveyard: Necro Gardener, Shining Sea, Sangan, Mr. Tomato, all those guys that when they sent to the graveyard, even malicious. Like if malicious is beat up by battle, if your opponent sacrifices for malicious and you beat up the malicious, they cannot activate his effect while he's in the graveyard. Goyo Guardian, Mandatory Synchro, Red Dragon Archfiend, Dark Ruler Archfiend, the Allied Justice Catastor, Black Road Dragon. There's not many Ghost Red cards I like, but Black Rose Dragon is one of the Ghost Red I do like, because I feel like when I summon Black Rose, he's normally not going to stay on the field anyway. Magical Android, the last synchro. Now, let's go to the side deck. The side deck is always going through changes, but this is the one I'm thinking about sticking with. So we'll start with 3 Light and Prison Mirrors. 2 Mind Crush. Those are all for Lightsworn. Also, Dimension Force Weapon. That guy is also for Lightsworn. He is a really good card. He says card cannot be sent from the deck to the graveyard. He has 1700 attack, 200 defense, dark machine type monster. So he instantly blocks. Like if I would lose round 1 against a Lightsworn deck, I side both of him in. And if I get him turn 1, I summon him and I set like a Dimensional Prison Bomb or something to protect him. He instantly blocks their Charge of Light Brigade, their Solar Recharges, their Celestias, and their Foolish Burial Place. They can't do any of that stuff. And they can't just go summon In-Phase Mill. He blocks all of that. So if they start up with a bad hand, they can't mill themselves out of their bad hand. He's pretty good. Kaiku the Ghost Destroyer. He also goes in against Lightsworn, but he's mainly for zombies. I use him mainly for zombies. I like him a lot against zombies. Thunder King Ryo. I try my best not to put him, not to really side him in too often, but Thunder King Ryo also a really good option. He blocks Charge of Light Brigade. He blocks Goblin Zombie Plays. He blocks Reinforcement Army, and he can stop Jebba Dragon from being summoned, and he stops Synchro. So he's a pretty good card. Trap Hole. Trap Hole is clearly for Blackwing decks. Blackwings have to use the normal summon a lot. The only monster you don't want to Trap Hole is Shura. Not Shura, Sirocco. And that's because of value. Because every Blackwing deck plays value if it's a good Blackwing deck. The last 2 cards in my side deck, Fairy Wind and Dust Tornado. Everybody should know what Dust Tornado does. But Fairy Wind, if you don't know what Fairy Wind does, I'll explain it to you. Fairy Wind says, destroy all face-up spell and trap cards on the field. Both players take damage times 300 for each one destroyed that way. Now, Fairy Wind is a really good trap card against Blackwings, because they run the Whirlwind, they run their oppressions. I can't tell you how many times my opponent has gone double Whirlwind while I have Fairy Wind set, summon a monster, then I just go Fairy Wind. And then we both take 600 damage. And then he ends up losing because he can't search for his monster. Now he has to fight regular. Now the deck isn't a supercharged gadget deck. Now, that's the zombie deck. Remember to subscribe. This is Gary Brown. Holla at your boy. I'm out. Peace.